This tutorial is covering the triangles function, which is the last of the shape functions that we will formally study. You should follow along with this video, but you don't need to upload this work. After you've watched this video, followed along, understand triangles, you should move on to the assignment for today. So, triangles. To start out, I need to make sure I've got my size function and my background function. 255 again is just the shortcut for white, which we'll go over later. And so now I'm going to add a triangle. So the triangle function is the whole word triangle, and it takes 6 parameters, the x and y coordinate of each one of the vertices of the triangle. I'm getting this red underline in error because obviously this program doesn't know what x and y are. I'm going to sub in the coordinates of the vertices of the triangle. So if I want to make a triangle that connects these points with my awesome paint skills, oops, there we go, or approximately looks like that. I want to put in the vertices, the coordinates of each vertices. So the first one over here is 100, 100. Let me sub that in for the first coordinate pair. And this next one is 200 pixels over, 100 pixels down. And then finally, that third one, horizontally, the x location is exactly between 100 and 200, so 150. And it's 200 pixels down. So if I play it, I should get approximately that triangle. Again, triangle, like all the other shape functions, fill before it will change its color. So copy, Command V to paste. And I can use stroke, stroke weight, and no stroke as well. The trick for triangles is really getting those vertices laid out. So we did one that is an isosceles triangle with a horizontal top edge and the point at the bottom. Let's try to turn that around. So if I wanted to make a triangle that looks more like, here, let's put it down here. There, and should I get it at least close in the right place? Here, so this vertice would be 300 pixels over, 400 pixels down, so then it doesn't matter what order I go in. Any way I connect these 3 points, there's no way I can't make a triangle. So I could even go, so I could go from this point over to this point. So that would be 400 pixels over, 400 pixels down. And again, in between them would be, between 300 and 400 pixels over would be 350. And it is 300 pixels down. So a triangle of the same size in a different place on the screen, oriented differently. Let's make a teeny triangle over here. So let's say if this is about, let's see, that's 50. So let's say if we're counting by, there's 6. Okay, so these are not, the spacing here is not amazing for the math, but so we're going to approximate a little bit. So let's say that this is 30 pixels over. So if I want to say 30 pixels over and 300 pixels down, then this point over here, let's say it's 40 pixels over and 300 pixels down. So the same y coordinate to get that horizontal bottom. Then I want to say what's between 300 and 400. If I want, again, an isosceles triangle. So I'd say 35 pixels over, and I want the number to be smaller than 300 to make it higher up. So smaller than 300, so let's say, I don't know, 280. And I get my third little triangle. So say that perhaps is not, maybe it's a little too tall. If I was aiming for something shorter than that, because I want that top point a little bit farther down, I would make this number bigger because remember bigger is farther down. So maybe I'll try 290. Try that. Beautiful. Lovely. Excellent. So it takes a little practice. Triangles are the shape that tend to get people the most kind of kerfuffled. But with practice, especially considering the origin is there, it'll come eventually. Unofficially, you can stop now if you don't want to go on, but unofficially, if you want to make any kind of quadrilateral shape that's not a rectangle or an ellipse, I get a lot of requests for shapes that are more like rectangles rotated a certain number of degrees, so like more like a diamond shape, or even if you wanted to make like a trapezoid or a parallelogram, which I'm not going to attempt to draw with this little paintbrush and a trackpad. There is a function for that, a shape function for that as well. You don't need it, but if you want ever to use it, that function is quad, short for quadrilateral, and it actually takes 4 sets of coordinate pairs, so 8 parameters in all. So if I'm making, let's just make this one here, approximately again. So this is like a little bit less than 200, so let's say over first. So it's maybe, I don't know, 250 over, 280 down, and then maybe 280 pixels over and 100 pixels down. And then this one looks like maybe 340 pixels over and 140 pixels down. And then finally this one is 280 pixels over and 210 pixels down. Let's see. Oh no, I got something terribly wrong in there. So let's see, what mistake did I make? So 250 over, I think it's, ooh, yep, it's not 280 down here, it's 180. I looked between the 100 and 200 and I saw that 2 and I thought 280, but really, obviously, since it's less than 200, this should be 180 pixels down. So that's where I made my mistake. There, and you know, it's not exactly this, but you can work out your points if you want to make a quadrilateral that is a different shape. So that's just a nice to know if it's useful for you. So that's it on triangles and quadrilaterals.